Welcome back to my channel. Today we explore the value of specific coins. The most valuable Lincoln Old Wheat penny coins value in market in dollar. So let's get started. First up, the 1943 Abraham Lincoln Steel penny without a mint mark is one of the most unique and historically significant coins ever produced by the United States. During World War II, the country needed copper to make military equipment and ammunition, so the U.S. Mint decided to stop using copper for pennies for 1 year. Instead, they produced pennies using steel coated with zinc, giving the coin its distinctive silver-gray color. The 1943 steel penny is the only regular U.S. penny ever made from steel, and it remains highly recognizable among collectors even decades later. The coins produced at the Philadelphia Mint did not carry a mint mark, which is why this version of the coin shows only the date. Despite the absence of a mint mark, the coin is genuine and represents a major moment in American coinage history. The design of the coin was the same as the Lincoln wheat pennies issued for decades. Abraham Lincoln's portrait appears on the obverse, and the reverse shows 2 wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America with the motto E pluribus unum at the top. What makes this coin particularly interesting is its composition. Unlike the familiar copper pennies, the steel core coated with zinc is lighter and magnetic. This magnetic property allows collectors and hobbyists to quickly identify authentic steel pennies using a simple magnet test. Steel pennies are also more delicate than copper, as the zinc coating can wear off and expose the steel underneath, which is prone to rust if not properly preserved. A 1943 steel penny without a mint mark in very fine condition shows moderate wear from circulation but still retains much of its original detail. Lincoln's portrait remains clear with visible facial features and partial hairlines. The coat and suit details are slightly worn but discernible, and the reverse wheat stalks show good shape despite softening of finer lines. Some scratches, nicks, and light surface marks are common for coins of this age, and these minor imperfections slightly reduce the value but are expected and acceptable for collectors. The coin may also display a soft patina, which is natural and adds to its authenticity and historical charm. In terms of value, a 1943 steel penny without a mint mark in very fine condition is considered a common collector coin. Because millions of these coins were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, it is not rare, but it is still widely collected. In today's market, a coin like this usually sells around $2 to $5. Coins with lighter scratches, well-preserved surfaces, and attractive appearance may fetch a price near the higher end of this range, while those with heavier marks, corrosion, or peeling zinc coating generally sell closer to face value. Unlike rare errors or limited mintage coins, the value of the 1943 Philadelphia steel penny is mostly determined by condition rather than scarcity. Collectors enjoy these coins not only for their modest value, but also because they represent a fascinating moment in U.S. history. The 1943 steel penny is a reminder of how everyday objects were affected by global events like World War II. Even in circulated condition, it tells a story about the challenges of that era, when materials were scarce and ordinary coins were temporarily transformed to serve a larger purpose. Hobbyists often include these pennies in collections of Lincoln cents, wartime coin series, or historical U.S. coinage. Proper storage is important to maintain a steel penny's condition. Because the coin is made of steel, exposure to moisture can lead to rust, which diminishes both aesthetic appeal and value. Collectors often store these coins in protective holders, envelopes, or albums to prevent further scratches or corrosion. It is also critical to not clean the coin, as cleaning can damage the zinc coating and significantly lower the value. Even coins with minor scratches are more desirable if the surfaces are original and untreated. Next up, the 1944 Abraham Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark is a coin that reflects both the history of American coinage and the daily life of the United States during World War II. This coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it does not carry a mint mark beneath the date. By 1944, Lincoln Wheat Pennies had been in circulation for decades and were familiar to all Americans. These coins were used in cash transactions, saved in jars, and carried in pockets, passing through countless hands over the years. Even in fine condition with scratches, the 1944 penny is collected today for its history, design, and connection to an era of significant global events. When it comes to value, the 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark in fine condition with scratches is considered a common date. Most coins in this condition sell for around 25 cents to $1 in today's market. Coins with more even wear and minimal additional damage may sell closer to the higher end of this range, while those with heavier scratches, corrosion, or dark spots are typically valued at the lower end. While this coin is not rare, it remains a meaningful addition to date and mint mark collections of Lincoln Wheat Pennies. Collectors appreciate the 1944 Wheat Penny not only for its monetary value, but also for its historical context. In 1944, the United States was fully engaged in World War II, and everyday coins like this penny circulated widely in homes, businesses, and banks. Each scratch, mark, and worn area tells the story of circulation through many hands and pockets. Even coins in fine condition offer a tangible connection to that period, allowing collectors to touch a piece of history that witnessed a critical era in American and world events. Proper storage is important to preserve the coin's remaining detail and prevent further damage. Bronze coins are susceptible to dark spots, corrosion, or discoloration if exposed to moisture, dirt, or mishandling. Collectors often store pennies in albums, holders, or protective envelopes to maintain their condition. It is also important not to clean the coin, as cleaning can remove the natural patina and reduce its collector value. Even coins with scratches are better preserved in their original state, as this ensures authenticity and historical integrity. Identifying a 1944 wheat penny is straightforward. The absence of a mint mark confirms it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams and is composed of bronze. Despite scratches or moderate wear, Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the wheat stalks on the reverse are clear and easily recognizable. Coins in fine condition are still highly desirable for collectors completing date and mint mark sets. While uncirculated or higher-grade 1944 pennies command higher prices, coins in fine condition remain appealing due to their age, historical significance, and affordability. Scratches and wear are expected for coins over 75 years old and do not diminish their value for collectors. Even with circulation marks, the 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny provides a tangible connection to the past and allows collectors to own a piece of American history. Now let's talk about the 1945 Abraham Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark, especially one in full damage condition with scratches. This coin comes from the final year of World War II, a time when pennies were still made from copper, unlike the steel pennies of 1943. The 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny is a common date, but each coin tells a story of the era in which it circulated, and even damaged coins can have historical value. Coins like this were everyday money, used in purchases, saved in jars, or passed down from hand to hand. And over the decades, many have suffered wear, scratches, or other types of damage. The 1945 wheat penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Philadelphia coins traditionally do not carry a mint mark, so the space below the date remains blank. The coin is made of bronze, consisting of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it a rich, reddish-brown color when uncirculated. The front of the coin features Abraham Lincoln's portrait designed by Victor David Brenner, and the reverse shows two wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum at the top. Even in damaged condition, these features help identify the coin as an authentic 1945 wheat penny. A coin in full damage condition shows heavy wear and may have large scratches, nicks, discoloration, and other surface marks. Lincoln's portrait may be worn down significantly, with little detail remaining in the hair or coat. The wheat stalks on the reverse are likely flattened or partially worn away. While this condition is far from ideal for collectors, the coin is still recognizable and has a place in history. Damaged coins are common for dates like 1945, as millions of pennies circulated for decades, and proper care was not always possible. The value of a 1945 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in full damage condition is modest. Most coins in this condition sell for only a few cents above face value, typically between 3 and 10 cents in today's market. Coins with very heavy scratches, corrosion, or bent edges may be worth only their face value of 1 cent. While collectors prefer coins with better preservation, damaged examples are still useful for completing a collection or for educational purposes. Even a heavily worn coin can be fascinating to collectors because they carry the stories of hands, pockets, cash registers, and savings jars that pass through over 70 years. They are tangible connections to the past, and owning even a damaged coin allows people to touch history in a way that modern coins rarely do. For those who own a 1945 wheat penny in damaged condition, it is best to store it in a dry, protective holder to prevent further deterioration. Avoid cleaning the coin, as cleaning can remove any remaining original surface and reduce its authenticity for educational or display purposes. Even a coin in poor condition can be meaningful if it is kept intact. Coins with scratches, discoloration, or bent edges are not suitable for high-grade collections, but they are part of the overall history of the Lincoln Wheat Penny series. Identifying a 1945 wheat penny is straightforward. Authentic coins are bronze and weigh about 3.11 grams. The Lincoln portrait on the obverse and the wheat years on the reverse are key identifying features. Damaged coins may have less clear detail, but collectors can still recognize them and use them for reference or as a placeholder in a collection until a higher-grade example is acquired. Next up, the 1939 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark is a classic example of U.S. coinage from the pre-World War II era. This coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it does not have a mint mark beneath the date. By 1939, Lincoln wheat pennies had been in circulation for 3 decades, making them familiar and widely used in everyday life. Coins like this were carried in pockets, stored in jars, or used for everyday purchases. Today, the 1939 penny is valued by collectors for its age, historical significance, and design. Even when it shows wear and scratches, such as in very fine condition, it remains a collectible coin that represents a tangible piece of American history. In terms of value, a 1939 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in very fine condition with some scratches is considered a common date. Most examples sell in the range of 50 cents to $2 in today's market. Coins with particularly even wear, attractive coloration, and minimal additional damage may fetch higher prices, while those with heavier scratches, corrosion, or cleaning damage fall toward the lower end of the range. While the 1939 penny is not rare, it is still an important addition for collectors completing date and mint mark collections. Collectors are drawn to this coin not only for its monetary value, but also for its historical context. In 1939, the United States was emerging from the Great Depression, and coins like this circulated widely in everyday life. Each scratch, mark, or worn area tells a story of use, passing through many hands and pockets over the decades. Even coins in very fine condition provide a tangible connection to the era, helping collectors understand the daily life and economy of the late 1930s. Proper storage is important to preserve the coin's surfaces. Bronze coins can develop dark spots or corrosion if exposed to moisture or improper handling. Collectors often keep pennies in albums, holders, or envelopes to protect them. It is important not to clean the coin, as cleaning can remove the natural patina and reduce its collector value. Even coins with scratches are better preserved in their original state, as this maintains authenticity and historical integrity. Identifying a 1939 wheat penny is straightforward. The absence of a mint mark confirms it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. The coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams and is composed of bronze. Despite some wear or scratches, Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the wheat stalks on the reverse are clear and recognizable. Coins in very fine condition, while showing some wear, are highly desirable for collectors completing date and mint mark sets. While uncirculated or higher-grade 1939 pennies command higher prices, very fine coins remain desirable because they balance wear with legibility. Scratches and light marks are expected for a coin over 80 years old and do not diminish its importance or historical value. Even with wear, the 1939 Lincoln wheat penny is a meaningful piece of U.S. coinage, offering a connection to the past and a tangible link to everyday life in 1939. Next up, the 1957 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny with a D min mark is part of the final years of the long-running wheat penny series, which began in 1909 and continued until 1958. By 1957, these coins had already been in circulation for decades and were widely used in everyday transactions. The D mint mark indicates that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint. Like all Lincoln wheat pennies, the 1957 D penny features Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and two wheat stalks on the reverse, framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, with A pluribus unum at the top. Even in damaged condition, the coin's design elements help identify it as an authentic Lincoln wheat penny. Despite being common, the 1957 D wheat penny is still collected by enthusiasts who are completing date in mint mark collections. The value of a coin in damaged condition is significantly lower than one in better shape. In today's market, a 1957 D penny with scratches and other damage typically sells for only a few cents above face value, usually around 5 to 10 cents. Coins with extensive surface marks, corrosion, or bent edges may sell for even less, sometimes only at their face value of 1 cent. Condition plays the most important role in determining value, while the date and mint mark indicate the coin's origin but do not make it rare. Even though the coin has a low monetary value, it remains historically important. It represents the final years of the Lincoln wheat penny series before the transition to the Lincoln Memorial reverse design in 1959. These pennies were everyday coins used in cash registers, savings jars, and pocket change. Each scratch or mark tells a story of circulation and usage, reflecting how Americans handled their money in the 1950s. For collectors, even damaged coins can have educational value and serve as reference pieces in a larger collection. Proper storage is crucial to prevent further deterioration. Because the coin is made of bronze, it can develop greenish or dark spots if exposed to moisture. Damaged pennies are often more vulnerable to environmental factors, so keeping them in a protective holder, envelope, or album is recommended. Cleaning a damaged coin is not advised, as it can remove the original surfaces and further reduce its value. Coins in poor condition are best left as they are to preserve authenticity, even if they are only worth a few cents. Identifying a 1957 D penny is simple. Authentic coins are bronze and weigh approximately 3.11 grams. The D mint mark is located below the date on the obverse, confirming it was produced at the Denver Mint. Despite wear or damage, the design elements, including Lincoln's profile and the wheat ears on the reverse, make identification straightforward. Even heavily worn coins remain part of the Lincoln wheat penny series and have value for collectors completing their date and mint mark sets. While coins in fine, very fine, or uncirculated condition command higher prices, damaged 1957 D pennies are primarily of interest to collectors for historical or educational purposes. They are easy to acquire and provide a tangible connection to the period when they were in everyday use. Each scratch or mark tells a story of circulation and help illustrate the life of a coin over more than 60 years. Next up, the 1950 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is a coin from the later years of the wheat penny series, which ran from 1909 to 1958. This coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it does not have a mint mark beneath the date. By 1950, the Lincoln wheat penny had already been in circulation for over 40 years, making it a familiar and widely used coin for everyday transactions. Coins like this were carried in pockets, stored in jars, or used for daily purchases, and even today they're collected for their history, design, and connection to mid-20th century America. Good condition indicates that the coin has moderate wear, with most of the major design elements visible, but finer details are mostly worn. Lincoln's portrait is recognizable, and the reverse lettering and wheat stalks are clear, though some of the minor details have faded. Scratches and surface marks are normal for a coin that has been in circulation for decades, and they provide a record of the coin's history. Collectors understand that these imperfections reflect the coin's use over time and do not detract from its appeal. In terms of value, a 1950 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in good condition with some scratches is considered a common date. Most coins in this condition sell for around 20 to 50 cents in today's market. Coins with particularly even wear and minimal damage may sell for prices toward the higher end of that range, while those with heavier scratches, corrosion, or discoloration tend to sell at the lower end. While the coin is not rare, it is an important addition to a collection, especially for collectors who want to complete date and mint mark sets of Lincoln wheat pennies. Collectors are drawn to this coin not only for its value, but also for its historical context. In 1950, the United States was emerging from the post-World War II period, and coins like this circulated widely in daily life. Each scratch, mark, or area of wear tells a story of hands, pockets, cash registers, and savings jars from over 70 years ago. Even coins in good condition with scratches provide a tangible connection to that era, helping collectors understand everyday life in mid-20th century America. Proper storage is important to preserve the coin's surfaces and prevent further damage. Bronze coins can develop dark spots or corrosion if exposed to moisture, air, or improper handling. Collectors often store pennies in albums, holders, or protective envelopes to maintain their condition. It is important not to clean the coin, as cleaning can remove the natural patina and reduce collector value. Even coins with scratches are more desirable when preserved in their original state, as this maintains authenticity and historical integrity. Identifying a 1950 wheat penny is simple. The absence of a mint mark confirms it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. The coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams and is composed of bronze. Despite some scratches or wear, Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the wheat stalks on the reverse remain recognizable. Coins in good condition are still collectible and hold value for those completing date and mint mark collections. While higher-grade, uncirculated 1950 pennies command more attention and higher prices, coins in good condition remain desirable for collectors who appreciate history and affordability. Scratches and surface marks are expected for coins over 70 years old and do not diminish their historical significance. Even a well-worn 1950 penny allows collectors to hold a tangible piece of American history in their hands. Next up, the 1941 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny with an S mint mark is a classic example of U.S. coinage from the World War II era. This coin was produced at the San Francisco Mint, which is why it carries the small S mint mark beneath the date on the obverse. By 1941, Lincoln wheat pennies had been in circulation for over 30 years, making them a familiar sight for Americans. These pennies were used in everyday transactions, saved in jars, and passed down through generations. Today, the 1941 S penny is valued by collectors for its history, design, and condition, even when it shows signs of wear and scratches. A 1941 S penny in very fine condition retains moderate detail on Lincoln's portrait in the wheat stalks. Lincoln's facial features, hair, and coat lines are still visible, though slightly worn. The reverse wheat stalks show most of their shape, though some of the finer lines may be faded. Scratches and surface marks are normal for a coin of this age, and while they slightly reduce the coin's overall value, the coin remains collectible and desirable for those completing date and mint mark collections. Very fine coins are considered an important category for collectors who want a balance between wear and legibility. In terms of value, a 1941 S Lincoln wheat penny in very fine condition with some scratches is considered a common coin. Most examples sell in the range of $3 to $7 in today's market. Coins that have particularly attractive color and minimal additional damage can fetch prices toward the higher end of this range, while those with heavier scratches, discoloration, or corrosion tend to sell closer to the lower end. Although the coin is not rare, its condition and mint mark make it an important addition to a complete collection of Lincoln wheat pennies. Collectors are drawn to the 1941 S penny not only for its monetary value, but also for its historical context. In 1941, the United States was on the brink of entering World War II. Coins like this penny circulated widely in daily life and became a tangible part of American history during a time of global uncertainty. Each scratch or mark on the coin tells a story of hands, pockets, cash registers, and savings jars from over 80 years ago. Even damaged or worn coins provide a connection to that past, helping collectors and enthusiasts understand the lives of everyday Americans during this period. Proper storage is important to preserve what remains of the coin's surfaces. Even a very fine coin with scratches can be further damaged if exposed to moisture, dirt, or excessive handling. Collectors typically store these pennies in coin holders, albums, or envelopes to prevent additional wear. It is also important not to clean the coin, as cleaning can remove the natural patina and further reduce its value. Maintaining the coin as it is preserves authenticity and keeps it historically meaningful, even if it is not in perfect condition. Identifying a 1941 S penny is straightforward. The small S mint mark below the date indicates it was struck at the San Francisco Mint. The coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams and is composed of bronze. Despite some wear or scratches, the design remains clear enough to confirm authenticity. Even heavily circulated coins can be recognized by their portrait of Lincoln and the wheat ears on the reverse, making them easily identifiable to both novice and experienced collectors. While high-grade, uncirculated examples of the 1941 S penny can command higher prices, coins in very fine condition are still desirable for those completing collections. The combination of age, historical context, and legible design makes the coin appealing to collectors, even if it is not rare. Scratches and minor marks are expected for coins that have been in circulation for decades, and they do not eliminate the coin's importance or appeal. First up, the 1920 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is an important coin from the early 20th century, representing both the long-running Lincoln cent series and a period of American history shaped by the aftermath of World War I. This coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it carries no mint mark beneath the date. Lincoln wheat pennies had already been in circulation for over a decade by 1920, and millions of these coins were used daily for purchases, savings, and pocket change. Even today, coins like this are collected for their history, design, and connection to an era long past, and even those in fine condition with scratches are valued by collectors for their authenticity and story. The 1920 wheat penny is made of bronze, consisting of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. On the obverse, it features Abraham Lincoln's portrait, designed by Victor David Brenner, which had become an iconic representation of the former president. On the reverse, two wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent and United States of America, with the motto E pluribus unum above. Even in fine condition, the main features of Lincoln's face in the reverse wheat stalks remain visible, though the finer details, such as hair strands and coat lines, may be worn smooth from circulation. Scratches and marks are common on coins of this age and slightly reduce the visual appeal, but they do not diminish the coin's historical significance. Fine coins like this show moderate wear, meaning the key elements of the design are still identifiable but softened from decades of use. Lincoln's portrait is clearly recognizable, although the hair and facial details may be partially worn. On the reverse, the wheat stalks are mostly intact but flattened in areas, and the lettering remains readable. The scratches and marks on the coin reflect its long history in circulation, and while they lower value slightly, they also add character and evidence of its use over the last century. Fine coins like this are ideal for collectors who want an affordable example of early Lincoln wheat pennies without the need for higher grade or uncirculated examples. In terms of value, the 1920 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in fine condition with some scratches is considered a common date. In today's market, most coins in this condition sell for about $1 to $3. Coins with particularly even wear, attractive coloration, and minimal additional damage may reach slightly higher prices, while those with heavy scratches, corrosion, or dark spots usually fall at the lower end of that range. While the coin is not rare, it is still a meaningful addition to a collection, especially for collectors completing date and mint mark sets. Collectors are drawn to this coin not only for its monetary value, but also for its historical significance. The 1920 wheat penny circulated during a period of recovery after World War I and represents everyday life in the early 1920s. Each scratch and mark tells a story of hands, pockets, cash registers, and savings jars from more than a century ago. Even coins in fine condition with some scratches connect us to that era, offering a tangible piece of American history and a glimpse into the daily lives of people at the time. Proper storage is key to preserving the coin and preventing further damage. Bronze coins like this can develop dark spots or corrosion if exposed to moisture or improper handling. Collectors often store their pennies in albums, holders, or protective envelopes to maintain their condition. It is important not to clean the coin, as cleaning can remove the natural patina and reduce its appeal and value. Even scratched or worn coins are more desirable when preserved in their original state, as they retain authenticity and historical integrity. Identifying a 1920 wheat penny is straightforward. The absence of a mint mark confirms it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. The coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams and is composed of bronze. Despite wear and scratches, Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the wheat stalks on the reverse are distinctive and recognizable. Coins in fine condition, while worn, are still considered collectible and have value for completing early Lincoln penny collections. While uncirculated or higher-grade 1920 pennies are more valuable, fine condition coins remain an important part of the series. Scratches and wear are expected for coins over 100 years old and do not diminish their historical or educational value. Even a well-worn 1920 penny offers a direct connection to the past and allows collectors to experience a tangible piece of American history. Next up, the 1916 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is one of the earlier coins in the Lincoln Cent series, which began in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it does not carry a mint mark. During this time, Lincoln pennies were a part of everyday life for Americans, used in cash transactions, saved in jars, or carried in pockets. Today, coins from 1916 are valued for their age, historical significance, and place in the early years of the Lincoln wheat penny series. Even coins that show wear and scratches, such as those in fine condition, are collectible and carry a story of the era in which they circulated. Coins in fine condition are generally well worn, but still retain all major details. For the 1916 wheat penny, this means Lincoln's profile is clearly recognizable, even if some finer lines have disappeared over time. The wheat stalks on the reverse are also mostly intact, though flattened in areas due to circulation. Scratches and marks on the surface, while reducing visual appeal, are typical for a coin over 100 years old and provide evidence of its long history. These imperfections give the coin character and make it a tangible piece of early 20th century America. When it comes to value, the 1916 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in fine condition is generally considered a common date, though early series coins like this are slightly more desirable than later pennies due to age. In today's market, coins in fine condition with scratches typically sell for around $2 to $5. Coins with particularly attractive color, even wear, and minimal additional damage may fetch prices at the higher end of this range, while those with heavier scratches, corrosion, or signs of cleaning are valued closer to the lower end. While not rare, the coin holds historical significance and is sought after by collectors completing early Lincoln wheat penny date sets. Collectors value these coins not only for their monetary worth, but also for their historical context. The 1916 wheat penny circulated during a period of great change in the United States, including the years leading up to World War I. It was used by ordinary Americans in daily life, and each scratch, mark, or worn area tells a story of circulation over more than 100 centuries. Even in fine condition, the coin connects us to the everyday experiences of people in the 1910s and preserves a piece of American history. Proper care and storage are essential to maintaining a coin's condition. Although fine coins have already experienced wear, storing them in protective holders, albums, or envelopes can prevent further damage. Exposure to moisture, dirt, or rough handling can accelerate deterioration. It is also important not to clean the coin, as cleaning can remove the natural patina and further reduce value. Even scratched or worn coins are more valuable and historically meaningful when preserved in their original state. Identifying a 1916 wheat penny is straightforward. Authentic coins are made of bronze and weigh about 3.11 grams. The absence of a mint mark confirms it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Despite some wear and scratches, Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the wheat stalks on the reverse are distinctive and easily recognized by collectors. Coins in fine condition, while worn, still clearly belong to the Lincoln wheat penny series. Next up, the 1956 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny with D mint mark is a classic example of mid-20th century U.S. coinage. This coin was produced at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the small D mint mark beneath the date on the obverse. By 1956, the Lincoln wheat penny series had been in circulation for nearly 50 years, making it a familiar and widely used coin for everyday transactions. These coins were carried in pockets, stored in jars, and passed from hand to hand, serving as a small but essential part of American commerce. Today, even pennies with minor scratches and wear are collected for their historical significance and connection to this era. When it comes to value, a 1956 Lincoln wheat penny with D mint mark in extra fine condition with some scratches is considered a common coin, but the extra fine grade gives it additional appeal. In today's market, coins in this condition typically sell for around $1 to $3. Coins with exceptionally attractive color, minimal marks, or eye appeal may fetch slightly higher prices, while those with heavier scratches or minor discoloration are valued at the lower end of the range. Although this coin is not rare, it is an important addition for collectors completing date and mint mark sets, especially in higher grades like extra fine. Collectors appreciate this coin not only for its monetary value, but also for its historical context. In 1956, the United States was experiencing post-World War II growth, and coins like this circulated widely in everyday life. Each light scratch, mark, or area of wear tells a story of circulation, reflecting the journey of the coin through hands, pockets, and cash registers over more than 60 years. Even with minor imperfections, the 1956 D penny offers a tangible connection to mid-20th century America, preserving a piece of everyday history. Proper storage is essential to maintain the coin's surfaces and prevent further wear or damage. Bronze coins can develop dark spots, corrosion, or discoloration if exposed to moisture, dirt, or rough handling. Collectors typically store pennies in albums, holders, or protective envelopes to preserve their condition. Cleaning is not recommended, as it can remove the natural patina and reduce the coin's collector value. Even coins with minor scratches are more desirable when kept in their original state, as this preserves authenticity and historical integrity. Identifying a 1956 D penny is straightforward. The small D mint mark below the date confirms it was struck at the Denver Mint. The coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams and is made of bronze. Despite some light scratches, Lincoln's profile on the obverse in the wheat stalks on the reverse remains sharp and recognizable. Coins in extra fine condition, even with minor imperfections, are highly collectible and valuable for completing date and mint mark collections. While uncirculated coins command higher prices, extra fine examples remain desirable because they preserve nearly all design details while showing a small amount of circulation. Scratches and minor surface marks are normal and expected for coins over 60 years old and do not reduce the coin's historical or collectible value. The 1956 D Lincoln Wheat Penny in extra fine condition allows collectors to own a piece of mid-20th century American history, combining beauty, authenticity, and historical significance.